All right, Gecko man, what have you been up to?
Well, I have been just stuff.
Okay.
I guess I've been 3D modeling.
Okay.
Difficult, but fun.
Yep.
I don't know how those two work in tandem,
I mean,
but
difficult can always be fun, you know.
I guess if it's
Like,
like
this. It's a little difficult, but it's fun.
You're talking about us. Yeah, so I've been doing that. I've also been playing. I just recently got this new video game called Chivalry 2. I don't know how long it's been out, but
Just remember, chivalry is not dead. It was murdered.
okay. It's not the way I thought that was going.
That was for all the psych fans out there.
It's just a complete chaos game.
Oh, fun.
Multiplayer knights and stuff.
Okay.
It's chaos, but it's fun, really fun. I actually quite enjoy it.
All right. Got any rumors you want to talk about or anything?
I've got a lot of rumors.
Oh boy, me too. So this should be fun. What do we got? What do you got?
I've got stuff that so
Like, let me guess. Barasofi.
yes.
Oh, yes?
Well, so as I said in our main episode, the Saber Crafter, as I think the droid is actually called,
right,
is in the show, which gives us more solid ground to think that Barasofi might show up in it, because I did not think they would bring this type of character back, which is interesting. So we might see Barasofi. I also have I have a small feeling that we might see like the ghost of Kanan Jarrus. I would really like to see a live.
No, he was dead.
I apologize, but I would really like to see a live action Kanan Jarrus. Like Kanan Jarrus, like my second favorite Jedi.
That's sad. Anyways,
he's just awesome. I would love to see him. Other than that, for the Ahsoka show, I don't know really. I don't have any other theories other than the fact that, hoping Barasofi shows up, maybe Kanan Jarrus. We may, who knows? We may even see things that was in Ahsoka's past life or past that we are getting from the show Tales of the Jedi.
Oh yeah. When's that coming out? Is that before or after Ahsoka?
The time of the show?
Tales of the Jedi.
It is actually a bunch of smaller stories.
Right.
I believe there are going to be stories of Ahsoka's time during the Jedi.
Okay.
Training, maybe before the Jedi. Count Dooku while he was in the Jedi.
Are we gonna get to see this before the Ahsoka show comes out, or is it?
I think it's coming out. I really want to say it's coming out after. I haven't gotten a date yet. I don't think. I could just be forgetting the date, but a couple of things I am very surprised about for Tales of the Jedi is apparently we're going to see the past life of Yaddle.
I don't know who that is.
Yaddle was a one-time character in Phantom Menace.
Okay.
It's kind of weird that we're going to see Yaddle. There's another character that I saw that I was really confused about, but I don't really have any expectations. Maybe I think I would like to see maybe how Count Dooku joined up with Sidious.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. That would be kind of an interesting.
Epic.
That would be an interesting little story. I don't know. Did he fight Sidious and lost, or did he just, because all the Jedi said that he left the Jedi Order to go create the Separatists, and then they never knew he was Sidious's apprentice until closer to the end of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
So, yeah, it might be interesting. And who knows? We actually might even see maybe some Count Dooku story while he was leading the Separatists. Who knows? Maybe some infighting within Separatists. Who knows? I don't know. We'll also get like smaller stories of like some clone troopers, like Captain Rex and all that. I would love to see that. See some more stories with those. Maybe fives. Sorry, I'm just. Other than that, nothing else that I have expected from this show. I haven't seen enough to really decide like what it's really going to be about. I assume it's going to be smaller stories.
Okay.
Moving on to the Bad Batch. So I don't have much hope for Bad Batch,
right?
Because they've kind of just failed me, and Star Wars altogether is failing me. But I do hope there will be a clone rebellion to fight against the Empire, and it would explain a lot of why we don't see that many clones alive.
Right.
So, yeah, it might be interesting, and it might explain why. Like, I don't understand if Cody might be working with Crosshairs to stop the Clone Force 99. I don't know. Like, I don't know what his purpose is going to be in the show.
Okay.
Other than that, nothing else. I mean, I do think we're going to get we might get some idea of why they wanted this Kaminoan. They captured a Kaminoan. The Empire took the one Kaminoan.
Oh, okay.
The one who first talked to Obi-Wan Kenobi, I believe. Okay. What's her name? They took her for some cloning reasons. I think they're just going to try and explain why the Emperor survived in the prequels.
Okay.
But other than that, nothing else I expect. I haven't seen anything else. It does look like the Bad Batch are going to be like just doing a bunch of like bounty hunter work, possibly, and stuff like that. Next thing, what I'm really excited about, The Mandalorian.
All right.
Don't sound so bored.
I'm excited.
Like I said, I don't think Grand Moff Gideon is going to be the bad guy.
Oh, okay. Who do you think?
I think it's going to be the Vizsla, the guy he fights in Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Vizsla. There's going to be this little civil war in Mandalore for the Darksaber.
Okay.
And that would be interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see Mandalore in live action.
Yeah, I would love to see Mandalore. I'm excited to see more Mandalorians because it looks like there's going to be a whole lot more Mandalorians than there were in The Mandalorian. I mean, except for like maybe the first few episodes of The Mandalorian, but
right.
And like I said, I think there's going to be a civil war, which would be really cool to see. I would love to see the Mandalorian lead his own Mandalorian group. Like, that would be awesome. And he would be, because I don't really understand the reason of why they would give this Vizsla, like, actually name this character Vizsla, other than just to possibly give him some story in the season 3 Mandalorian. Okay. Like, I think he's going to be the conflict.
Sounds good.
I'm excited. Other than that, of course, we have Grogu coming in.
Will Grogu have a lightsaber?
I don't know. I don't think he will, because they seem pretty set that Luke Skywalker won't give him a lightsaber. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe Grogu will get a lightsaber, or at least get a kyber crystal. Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
Okay, you better.
I know kyber counters.
Other than that, there's not much else. Maybe we'll see Luke again in The Mandalorian season 3. He may even help the Mandalorian and see more Luke fighting, which I think would be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah.
I would like to see more Luke action than him just standing around talking.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would as well.
Yeah. Other than that, nothing else. Nothing else I've got on Star Wars news. But
all right, well, that's fun. I got a lot of Marvel news to get to.
Quick change here.
We will start with the furthest out stuff probably, and kind of work to more things that are coming soon.
Thought you would start with the stuff coming out soonest, but hey.
So just announced today are a couple things. Marvel announced that they are coming out with a Wonder Man show, live action.
No way.
Yeah. It had been teased. A lot of Wonder Man stuff had been teased in like WandaVision and stuff. So we knew eventually there was going to be something, but it finally got announced. And they announced the writers are going to be Destin Daniel Creighton and Andrew Guest, who are the writers for Shang-Chi and then the show's Community and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think they're bad writers. I like what was wrong with those things wasn't necessarily the writing. So,
True, but it was combined with
I do
other
think
things.
they're much more TV show writers than movie writers. So this being a TV show, it could set up for them a lot better than Shang-Chi did.
Okay.
I haven't seen much of Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Community, but I'm not a fan of either of what I've seen. But
Okay.
anyways, I'm a little more hopeful than I would be with them doing another movie.
All right.
Also announced today in the Sony universe,
Oh dear.
Tom Hardy made a post that basically said a Venom 3 movie is coming out
Oh dear.
and that Spider-Man's probably going to be in it.
Which one?
I would assume Andrew Garfield, but we don't know.
Okay.
That's interesting. He's been wanting that. And I do think that Venom is probably the best thing Sony's done, even though it's not very good since any of the Spider-Man movies. But
Let's just let's just move on.
not necessarily looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, if I could just say something real fast, why not just, Sony just be done with it. Give everything they have over to Marvel Studios.
Something saying that might be being worked towards. I think Sony's not going to do that fully until they either lose enough money making crap movies that they have to, or till they set something up that Marvel can actually buy. And something leaning towards that maybe eventually happening is the fact that we know in August, I believe, the Spider-Man movies will be on Disney Plus for some countries.
Okay.
Not in the US yet, but
Dagnabbit.
UK, I think, Canada, some Asian countries, and some South American, I think.
All right.
Not everywhere. But that does mean that they could be moving towards more of a... I mean, they work together pretty well right now, but it could be moving towards a more... a relationship that is less hostile.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, just... I'm just gonna say it again. Just like I said, just Sony give it to Marvel Studios again.
Well, yeah. Or at least just like give them rights to make the movies.
Yeah,
Sony can't like keep the rights for the games.
Yeah,
but don't try to make bad movies to make money. Like, you make plenty of money on your games, so don't try to like use that money to make bad movies.
It's
that
just
lose you money.
So sad. Take Morbius for example.
Right, and then the re-release of Morbius.
Oh yes, let movie creators make movies and let video game creators make video games. Don't try and go into something you're not going to be good at. I mean, sure, maybe you could try it for your first time, but then if it's not good.
That's what I'm saying. They're either going to have to lose enough money or make enough money for something to happen.
Yeah.
If they stick in this middle ground of barely making enough money to pay for the movie, they'll just keep trying to make bigger movies. But moving on from that, Loki season 2, we got our first look.
Oh.
Not a trailer or anything, but shots and little script and stuff. What it looks like is we're going to be starting the show very similar to the way the last show started, where he's coming into the TVA trying to, tell them that, in the start of the first season, he came in, they like had him all captured and he was like, making fun of him, telling them this was, they're being controlled and all this stuff. Well, a lot of that ended up being true, right? So now I think it's going to him actually telling them Kang's, doing this and stuff. But there's this huge statue of Kang that we saw, right?
Yeah.
So clearly Kang isn't hiding as much this time.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's probably going to be in prison for other reasons, right? Like Kang's the overlord. You don't talk bad about him, right?
Yeah,
But as King said, we're going to get, there's a lot scarier versions of himself out there.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of makes you wonder.
So
which version is this?
Right. This is coming out most likely. We don't have a date, but we believe it's next April is what most people think.
Next April. Ooh.
Which will be right after Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, where Kang is the main villain. So, bear with me for a second. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. We've seen a lot of quantum energy used.
Yeah.
In Loki, in Multiverse of Madness, in Ant-Man and Wasp, or whatever it's called. So, also in Avengers Endgame, that's how they traveled back in time. Kang could be trying, be either living in the quantum realm, trapped in the quantum realm, harvesting quantum energy, and that's how he becomes the villain of Quantumania.
Okay.
And this could be a Kang that is evil and it would be like Earth 616's Kang, right?
Uh-huh.
And then if he gets banished, or like somehow how he's defeated isn't killing him, but he's transported somewhere, he could then either be this Kang or he could show up in Loki 2 kind of like fighting with Kang, and that's kind of like the start of the multiversal war that eventually is probably coming in Avengers 4.
Yeah. Okay.
But talking about what we've seen, we haven't seen Sylvie, so she's probably not going to show up right away in the show. We don't know where she is. We do see a version of the chick that was running everything,
the lady who was friends with that one
guy.
Friends
with him and seemed to know more about Kang than anybody else.
Yeah.
And she seems like a variant that is a little more violent.
Oh dear, I'm
kind of excited for her character and what she could be.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because her character in the comics has a relationship with Kang.
Okay.
And so if she is yeah, I knew about Kang, and because she just disappeared, right? So it could be the same one, but after getting to know Kang better, be a lot darker to appease him or whatever, or something. That could be really. She's like a minion of Kang. That'd be super cool.
I'm just excited for Kang in general because Kang is an amazing villain.
So so that's Loki 2. Oh, then I want to talk. This might be the last thing, but we might talk about some other stuff depending on how long I go off on this, because this will be Across the Spider-Verse, as I mentioned yesterday.
Yeah.
Coming out.
And what's your thoughts? What's your theories?
I mentioned that the villain seems to be the Spot.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Spot as a villain. The Spot, for those who don't know, basically his backstory is he is a scientist that's working on teleporting around the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into this. He gets in his research. He gets transported to this universe where there's just all these portals to everywhere. So you can basically take, there's quintillion portals, eternal portals that can go to eternal universes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets back from that, but when he comes back, a lot of those portals had attached themselves to his body. So he now has the ability to create portals in space wherever he wants, to throw portals, but his weakness is that he uses up portals by doing it and uses energy. So basically the way to defeat him is to use his portals against him, as Spider-Man does a lot in the comics, right? He uses his spider sense to know which portals to go through and stuff, and beats him at his own game, essentially.
Okay.
Or to have him just outlast him, to where he basically uses up his portals and has to recharge his energy to be able to have more. And then he's vulnerable because he doesn't have super strength or anything, he just has that. But he is a very formidable villain because he knows where every one of these portals that he opens goes to. Like, he decides where it goes, and so he can make you punch yourself, stuff like that. There was a shot that we did see where it's Spider-Man trying to punch him, but it goes, or kick him, and it goes through and hits Spider-Gwen.
Oh,
it's funny. So I think that the movie is probably going to be, it's a part one, a part of two, as most likely two. Actually, we don't know that it is two, but we assume it's part one of two. It could be a trilogy. I think it's part one of two. Anyways, because from the first trailer we got, we know that they're going to be traveling through universes. Right? Yeah. And he can do that. I think he's going to be I don't think he's going to be in Miles Morales' universe. I think he's going to be in another universe. And Gwen's going to try and or somebody's going to be trying to get this team together to defeat him, because he can just teleport to other universes. It could be that he teleports to Miles and that's how he finds out about it. Or, but anyways, he's fighting these people and just disappearing, basically. And so then Spider-Man tried to get other Spider-Man from other universes together.
So Spider-Man 2049?
And I think, yeah, he is going to be in it. There's quite a few Spider-Mans that are what's the word? Confirmed to be in it. But I don't have that list in front of me. There was the Pakistani Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man.
I don't know either of those.
And then Spider-Ham's coming back. Spider-Noir's coming back. And Spider-Gwen, of course. Spider-Woman's going to be in it.
Okay.
And she's going to be pregnant with May Parker. Interesting. I think that probably means that they're going to come out with a Spider-Woman movie at some point, or TV show. And May Parker will be born, which will be awesome. I actually don't know if it'll be May Parker, but it could also be what's her other kid in that on comic? Can't remember. So that's just a lot of very interesting things that they could go with. Super excited for it. I really want to do a movie review of the first one sometime, because one of two other animated movies that I've mentioned before that are just above every other by a long ways.
Yeah.
And so many details. Every time I watch, there's more details, and I've watched tons of videos on it, and I find so many more details. People just, that movie is done so well. Almost to perfection.
All right.
So I'm so super excited for the second one. I do not think it's gonna nearly match the first one, but I'm hopeful. And let's see. I probably can fit one more thing in here.
Anything? How about the stuff coming out?
All right. So coming out, there hasn't been too much stuff. I don't think we're gonna get another Thor trailer, but we did get We got what the test audience said when they watched it. And they basically said Christian Bale is the greatest villain that Marvel's ever seen.
Really?
So I was excited for Christian Bale to be in the movie, and now I'm even more excited. Not that I agree with test audiences all the time, but it does say that he probably is. Well, they let him act, and then they also said Russell Crowe did a fantastic job at being a character we haven't really seen Russell Crowe play. He plays a lot of dramatic characters. I'm guessing he just I can definitely see it. If Russell Crowe plays a comedic character, he's going to do a good job because he's an incredible actor. Yeah. But then we only have really seen him play very serious characters. And so it'll be even that much more funny. And so I'm pretty excited for that, because I do think Taika Waititi's a good director. I don't always find his be on the line with his humor, but his humor is better than a lot of comedy out there. And so watching Russell Crowe do that could be just a blast. And then we also know that the actors were praising them a lot as well. Chris Hemsworth came out saying how just watching Christian Bale act was just incredible. He said it was, he said he hadn't seen somebody who could be that, oh man, I can't remember his exact words, but you can look up what he said. He basically was saying not only how good he was, but how he played the exact character that they were looking for. He was like, whatever Taika Waititi said, like he just did perfectly. He was like,
Oh wow.
and he said very similar things about Russell Crowe. He's like, Russell Crowe came in and he's like, this is going to be a big actor with, big ego and stuff. He's like, no, it was like, Taika Waititi said, do this. He just did it. And he said it was the funniest thing he's seen. So
really,
just some really good praise from another really good actor. Makes me excited. I was hoping that us recording this a little later than we normally do, we might have gotten a Wakanda Forever teaser trailer. Still hasn't come out. I feel like it's Thor: Love and Thunder all over again. But so we don't have any new news on that. I know I talked a little bit about it last week, but basically all we know is that Namor's going to be in it, and the rumors around him being Aztec still, and that, or Mayan, and that sort of stuff. So we haven't gotten too much new things there, or even rumors coming out. But hopefully soon.
all right.
And I want to talk about Fantastic Four, because we should always end with Fantastic Four until it comes out, in my opinion.
Oh yes.
So there was a rumor, a leak by IMDb, which IMDb rarely gets things wrong, because they aren't just like a source leaking something on Twitter. It's a very official site. They had up for a little while that the actors that will be playing in Fantastic Four, Sue Storm and Johnny Storm.
Who? I actually
Elizabeth
really
Lale, which she plays in a couple of TV shows that I have not seen. But some people out there might
maybe
have seen.
the name of these two. Do you know the name of
I'm
these?
blanking on them right now. But I just know I hadn't seen any of them. And then Rudy Parson or Panson, I don't know how to say his last name. Pasco. He was in Uncharted. He played.
Was he the that one? Wasn't he one of the villain? One of the bad guys?
I believe he plays. No, I believe he plays.
Wait, he wasn't one of the. Who? Then who did he play? Who am I thinking of?
Rudy Pankow, I believe is how you say it, to play Human Torch. He plays in Uncharted is the only thing that I've seen him in. He plays the younger version of Sam, his brother.
Okay.
And got like the blonde hair.
Yeah.
He plays in Outer Banks, which I've heard I've heard he did a really good job of that show. I haven't seen that show. And then the movie I think is coming out too of that. But I do think if they're doing a younger version of the Fantastic Four, he's a good choice. I do, and I think he could play with John Krasinski. I haven't decided if I like them going with like TV show actors for. I do like them going with lesser known names for these bigger roles, rather than like roles that we like think this person can only play this type of character. I like that, like how they did that with Russell Crowe, right? He's playing just like a very different character, but it's not like a huge character, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The main characters, I like them doing lesser known, like they did with Tom Holland and stuff. So, I like that aspect. But yeah, this is a rumor that I think I like both the actor choices, but I don't know. I don't know for sure.
You don't even know if it's real or not, but you do believe it is real because of apparently this source.
Well, IMDb is, is one of the most official sources you can get. So
okay, all right, yeah. So just keep your eyes open for that.
We do need to talk about what Back and Forth is doing because we forgot to at the end of our main episode. All right, Back and Forth upcoming next week is our top 5 DC characters.
Our top 5 DC characters, or top 5 DC heroes or villains or side characters.
We should probably go heroes.
All right, so our top 5 DC heroes.
And yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm having a lot of fun diving back into the DC. I've been pretty separate from it for a while because it hasn't really piqued my interest in what they've been doing. But I used to be a huge DC fan, and I still enjoy a lot of their characters and the world that they had built. So I'm excited for that. I think a lot of people know will be in my list.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But there might be a surprise here and there.
Yeah. I don't think you will know what I have in mind.
I mean, I know one.
Oh,
Sure.
do
I
you?
probably know two, but I definitely don't know all five.
All right. Well then.
We will see you all next week.